Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Monday, May 20th. Today we are going to we're going to go back to the basics. Today I'm going to simply review some support and resistance, some trend findings that a couple of the group members have asked me to go ahead and reiterate. So again, I'm going to just point out some support and resistance levels for the particular trades that I sent out today, which are on the pound Aussie, the Aussie New Zealand, and the USD JPY. Starting off with, let's go ahead and go over here to the pound Aussie. We took these trades earlier this morning. I've already actually taken profit, but the target is right up in this area. We'll start with, of course, as I said before, support and resistance. Now, for intraday and the swing trading, predominantly, you want to be using the 4-hour time frame, okay, and the daily time frame, okay. And just right off the bat, at a glance, looking at this chart, what we would do first is start from left to right, as always, and mark off the indication points in which price completely turned directions. Let me take these arrows off because you actually won't see these arrows on your charts unless you install this template. So for beginners, those without the custom template, you'll just want to use the candlestick. Now looking from left to right, we're going to highlight every point in which price completely changed direction. And we're going to start that off here. Okay, and I am right here for those who have any difficulty seeing this. All right. Next point, left to right, here. Next point, here. Next point, here. Next point, here, 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 here. The point's already highlighted. You do not have to double label it. Here. We can drop a slight one here. Looks like this was just a volume trap between these two zones here. All right, now I'm simply just dropping horizontal lines. That is it. At points in which price completely changed directions. All right, now I've done that across the board here on the daily time frame. Now let's move forward into the 4-hour time frame. Okay, here on the 4-hour time frame, based on what we highlighted on the daily time frame, this is the results. These are the results. Okay, now this is straight naked trading, straight support and resistance, and trend line trading. No extra funny business, no extra fibs, no extra moving averages. This is straight support and resistance, price action trading. Okay, so now here at the 4-hour time frame, we can see those same points in which price reversed based on the daily support and resistance line. Okay, now let's zoom in a little bit so we can see a little bit of the actual candles in the price action. And let's begin to do the same exact thing that we did on the daily chart here. Start from left to right. See, this area is in here. We can knock that one off. All right. Boom, 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 boom. We ain't got to worry about too much of this noise in here because it's all cluttered. And if you want, you can change these colors as you move into these lower time frames, just so you are able to know the difference between your higher and your lower time frames. All right, now now we're done with the 4-hour time frame. Okay, notice how the RSI and the TDI down at the bottom is showing us critical points as well that match up with the support and resistance turns, like right here. Right here. Right here. Okay, these crosses are significant. So from here on the 4 hour, what you want to do is now looking at the 4 hour chart, you want to analyze per session. Okay, we know we're coming into a new session, which is a New York session coming into play very soon here. So what we're looking at is a possible peak high or peak low to the high of the day, low of the high of the day, high session. Okay. Here we do clearly have our zone based on this 4 hour chart here. We can see we're at resistance. I'll change that color so it's a little more noticeable for us. All right. And then at the downside, we know our previous support level is here. All right. So based on this 4 hour chart, we have resistance above and we have support down below. Now let's look at the price action and see what kind of, now based on price action, we do have a bullish previous 4 hour candle. Let's look at the hour candle. What we need to wait, what we would like to see here is a bearish engulfing before we actually take this short trade. We are long because I do expect it to fill this gap. So we would remain long until we get our reversal pattern up in this area, fill the gap. You can also spot some trends in here. We look at from this angle, the trends here, catching the low. Now, if you notice, this trend was actually broken right here. Okay, this trend was broken right here. So that, of course, is signaling a downtrend. But basically, for this intraday trade that I sent out here on the pound Aussie, we are looking for price to revisit this trend line from the downside. So we can expect something like this here on the pound Aussie. All right, now I was also able to take a trade on the USD JPY. Ooh. And for this particular pair, we'll do this again on the 4 hour chart. Go ahead and hit this area where we reversed, this area where we reversed, that's signaling resistance, this area, found support, this area, found some resistance, this area, found support. Notice this is the area we're actually leaving out of at the moment. Resistance here. Excuse me, support here. And now we're off to the races. Now look at this range right in here. We have a slight look. We had a slight range. You can see in here how price began to show us an uptrend. And if we hit this area here, we can see that there's a slight resistance area here. Okay, there's a gap here. So if we look to the left, to the right, we can see this gap right in this area. And we see an uptrend to push up through that area. Again, notice how we have the RSIs down here.